Hello, community. Welcome to another Authentic Dating Secrets Hour. Well, not quite an hour with Robert Schwenkler and Joshua Hathaway. Fantastic to be with you all. I get to stream live from my home finally, now that we've got satellite internet. I hope it holds up. Keep your fingers crossed because we got an exciting video prepared for you today. How to use negging to get what you want with women. Well, the question that's hopefully on most of your minds is, what is negging? And negging is a really common tactic that pickup artists teach. And it's a way of dropping subtly or explicitly negative comments towards a woman that you are approaching or connecting with or wanting to be connected with. And it's very effective. It works. It gets guys laid. It has gotten many men laid. And we want to unpack why it can work and how you can use it to get what you want with women. So, Robert.
Yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about why it works. So one of the best ways of looking at why negging works is that it flips this approval script that's so often present in, when a man is approaching a woman, when he's just starting a connection with a woman. We talk to lots of guys about dating and their experiences in connecting with women, and so many guys have this fear of rejection. There's, if I put myself out there, am I going to get rejected? Men look at women that they experience as beautiful and attractive, and oftentimes there's this, she's up above me here and I'm not good looking enough, or there's all kinds of stories that cause men to kind of put good looking women above them, basically. And what negging does is it flips that. Men are out there and oftentimes in many ways seeking approval from these women. They're like, if I can connect with this woman, if I can get this woman's phone number, if I can have sex with this woman, then that validates me somehow as a man. And negging right off the bat, it flips that script. It basically is saying, I'm in charge here and you're going to follow my lead. I'm going to take control of this situation. It's a way of creating power in the dynamic, of taking power in the dynamic and being able to use it to get what you want out of it.
Yeah. And so we want to share the best way to use this. Don't fucking use it. That is the best way to use negging. Negging is an artificial attempt to create a power dynamic in the relationship. It is inauthentic. It is a sign of total insecurity. It is setting up a horrible dynamic in your relationship that will never create the foundation of a lasting relationship. Don't fucking do it.
Yeah. And really what it is an artificial attempt, or it's an attempt to establish artificial power. If you're making somebody else insecure so that you can maintain top dog status in the relationship, you've got no chance. You're destroying any chance of a long-term relationship from moment one. And the only kind of person who needs to make somebody else feel smaller so they can feel bigger is somebody who feels small inside already in the first place. So, yeah, that really is what's going on beneath the scenes when negging is at play.
Truly. And listen, it's a sign of insecurity, but it's also something that is pointing at the potential of actually a healthy dynamic, right? Women want to feel a man's power. They want to feel a man in his power. Women don't actually want a man who's just going to say things to them that they want to hear. A man who's just going to butter them up and tell them the things that he thinks she wants to hear. Women want a man who can speak his fucking truth, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable. Men, you need to stand in your truth. There's no substitute for actually living from your center, speaking your truth, asking for what you truly want, saying the things that are hard to say when you have difficult feedback for somebody. There's no substitute for that. And negging does key into something very sort of core in the relationship between a man and a woman, which is that a woman wants to feel your power. And in so many relationships, guys complain about their woman being controlling, right? A woman will settle for controlling you when she doesn't feel your authentic power, like deep in the relationship. She whatever way she needs to feel safe, right? So if she needs to feel safe, she's going to do one of two things. She's going to just surrender to you showing up empowered and honest and clear and principled, or she's going to try to take control, right? So negging is a way of artificially trying to control that dynamic by making yourself feel more powerful, by making her feel less powerful. Never.
And I want to lay out some of these dynamics side by side. So there's negging, which is attempting to establish some artificial sense of power over her. There's what Joshua was speaking to around buttering her up, trying to tell her the things that she wants to hear. You know, what can I say that's going to get her to like me or approve of me? That's putting her above you and you beneath her. And what we're talking about here is an honest expression of your truth, not in a way because you need to be a dick or you need to get anything from her or you need to prove anything, but simply because this is what's true for me. I'm going to show up being totally honest about about my deepest truth. And I'm going to do it in a way where I'm not trying to get anything out of you or play top dog in the scenario. I'm doing it in a way where I'm here, I'm centered, I'm grounded, and this is an invitation for you, for her, to rise up in her power also. This is a dynamic that invites both people to become bigger rather than needing to have the dynamic of one's bigger and one's smaller, right?
Yep. And, we talked a little bit in a recent video about giving yourself full permission to want what you want. This is about unwithholding in a certain way, like living in your power and having a really honest, authentic, juicy, alchemical dynamic with a woman is about speaking your truth and expressing what you want. There are a couple different ways to make a woman feel uncomfortable. You can say some mean shit to her, or you can say some kind of hot, juicy, honest shit to her about your desires or about what you're really wanting in this relationship or about something that you're not enjoying about the interaction that's authentic. And that is just so much more integral and has so much more capacity to build both of you up and to lift the relationship up and bring it to a plane of genuine, sincere honesty and integrity.
Yeah. So one of the really granular actions that you can take as a man, if you want to start stepping into more of this kind of just authentic honesty and an embodiment of power that, again, not power over, but power that's inviting both people to rise up, is to get clear on your terms. This is one of the core things that we work with our guys in Authentic Dating Secrets. And this really is about getting clear on me as a man. What do I need in relationship in order to feel fulfilled and satisfied? What am I not willing to capitulate around? Because oftentimes the places where these kinds of power dynamics end up coming into play is places where we're capitulating, where we don't even realize what it is that we need or what we're a stand for. And so we end up in a dynamic that doesn't actually match our values. So as a man, when you're starting the dating game, what kind of a woman do you want to be dating? What are your terms around sex and sexual safety? What are your terms around emotional intelligence and ability to have effective communication? And this is just like it's not a, I'm going to go out there and judge everybody who's not this. It's just a litmus test. It's saying, is what I'm looking for in a relationship present here? And again, this is, we talked about how negging is trying to establish power over somebody from moment one. And this is an opportunity to establish authentic power from moment one. It's approaching, it's making yourself equals with this woman. It's not putting her above you, but it's not putting her beneath you either. It's saying, I'm gonna feel out this connection with this person. I'm gonna be aware of my values and my terms. And is what I'm getting from her in alignment with that? And I get to make some choices about where the relationship goes or if it continues to go based on that.
Yes. And personally, I'd like to make everybody in the world neg proof. I would love for everybody, for men and women, to be neg proof.
Yeah.
I have experienced in a long-term, intimate, pretty toxic relationship, a continuous stream of negging from a partner before. And it's really, really painful. And it's really disruptive to the dynamics. So ladies, if you have a man approach you and he starts saying sort of subtly mean things to you, call that out. Know yourself. And guys, you don't need to do this. You just don't ever need to do this in the relationship. That doesn't mean you withhold uncomfortable things that you need to say, like, I didn't like the fact that you just stole that piece of gum from 7-Eleven or something like that. Like, things that do not align with your values, you could talk about, right? And call out and have hard conversations about. That's what builds a healthy relationship. That's what actually establishes a sense of authentic power. And authentic power never needs anybody to do something different.
Yep.
My authentic power does not need anybody to do anything different in order to be validated. My integrity is mine. And it's based on my choices and my actions, my feelings, and my thoughts.
Yeah.
The people are fully responsible for theirs. And so we hope that you guys can all go out there and have some really awesome, juicy, honest, intimate relationships with an eye for this tendency, even an unconscious tendency, to say negative things to somebody in order to establish a power dynamic.
Yeah. So thanks for being with us today, learning how to use negging. Don't. We'll talk to you next time. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening.
Adios.
Bye.